Content without clarity is just noise. So we've all heard content is king. You need content in order to show up in searches. Yes, that is all true. But just creating content for the sake of creating content is not going to get you anywhere. I like to make this analogy when I'm talking to my clients about their brand and their ideal client and their goals for their business, because without all of that, I feel like I can start rowing this boat somewhere. I don't know if it's going to get you where you want to go, but maybe we're just going in circles. Who knows? Getting really clear on your brand, on what sets you apart from your clients, your competitors. Who is your ideal client? What is that problem that you solve for them? Getting really clear on that, first and foremost, guides your content. And then you can use that content to guide your prospects. So they take the next step in the buyer journey, and then the next step, and then the next step. And before you know it, they're filling out that form. They're calling you because they need what you provide, and they understand why you're the one to do it for them. They get that you are the expert in your industry. You provide value. You're not a commodity. You're not providing a thing. You're not chugging out widgets, right? It's nope, this person is super valuable. They really know what they're doing. They really know what they're talking about. This is the one I need. You're going to have sales calls that are so much easier if you can do that, but it requires clarity. You got to get there first. That being said, I know it's hard because I'm doing it myself right now. And I can say that you're going to have easier sales calls because I've had super easy sales calls when my content has nurtured and educated those leads for me before they ever reach out. But that requires getting really clear on what it is that sets you apart, who it is that you want to serve so that you can create content for them. You're not trying to beat out everyone. You're not trying to outrank the biggest, meanest, baddest company in your industry, right? Because they're not serving your people. You want to talk really specifically to your people because that's what's going to draw them to you. And the people who aren't your client will click away. Those awful sales calls where people tell us why we charge too much and how we think the process should go, that's because your messaging hasn't done that upfront work. So, that being said, getting clear on that can be really hard when you're in the weeds doing the thing day in and day out, right? We all pulling back and seeing the whole forest is really hard when you're in the middle of all of those trees. So that's what I do as a branding strategist and someone who helps you create your content is I am the one who will pull back and go, okay, here's what makes you special. Here's what it's like to work with you. Here's why that's so valuable. Here's the story that we're going to tell around that. So if you need help with that, if you just have questions about that, about what that looks like or what the value is with that, please reach out. I'm always happy to geek out about this stuff. You can find more content like this here on the YouTubes, over on LinkedIn. I am Allison Verhalen over there. And you can reach me at my website, AV, as in my initials, Allison Verhalen. That is avwritingservices.com. And if you just want to talk, ask questions, geek out about this with me, always happy to do that. You can reach me directly at info@avwritingservices.com. That's it. Have a great week and happy blogging, everyone.